When people first hear about logging, it often sounds like a technical afterthought, something systems do quietly in the background while the real work happens elsewhere. In this episode, we are going to reframe that idea and look at logging as one of the foundational capabilities that makes detection and investigation possible. If you do not log the right events, you cannot reliably detect suspicious behavior, and you cannot reconstruct what happened after an incident. Deciding what to log and why is therefore not a storage decision or a compliance checkbox, but a strategic choice that directly affects your ability to see and respond to risk. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is a companion to our course companion books. The first book is about the exam and provides detailed information on how to pass it best. The second book is a Kindle-only ebook that contains 1,000 flashcards that can be used on your mobile device or Kindle. Check them both out at cyberauthor.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. To understand why logging matters, imagine trying to investigate a burglary without security camera footage, access records, or alarm history. You would be forced to rely on guesses and incomplete stories. In cybersecurity, logs serve as the record of activity across systems, applications, and networks. They capture who did what, when they did it, and often from where. Without those records, detection becomes guesswork and investigations become speculation rather than evidence-based analysis. At a basic level, a log is a time-stamped record of an event generated by a system or application. Events can include user logins, file access, configuration changes, process execution, network connections, and system errors. However, not all events are equally valuable for security purposes. Logging everything without discrimination can create massive volumes of data that are difficult to store, search, and analyze. The goal is to select events that provide meaningful visibility into security-relevant activity. One of the first principles in deciding what to log is to focus on events that reflect changes in state. State changes often signal important actions, such as an account being created, a privilege being elevated, or a firewall rule being modified. These events represent shifts in how a system behaves or who has access, because attackers frequently attempt to change configurations or escalate privileges. Capturing these events provides critical clues. By focusing on changes rather than routine background noise, you improve the signal-to-noise ratio of your logging strategy. Authentication and authorization events are another essential category. Knowing when users log in, whether those attempts succeed or fail, and what permissions are granted is central to understanding security posture. Failed login attempts can indicate brute force attacks or credential guessing. Successful logins from unusual locations or at unusual times may signal compromised credentials. Logging these events provides the foundation for detecting unauthorized access and tracing lateral movement across systems. Administrative actions deserve special attention because they often carry high impact. Changes to system settings, installation of new software, and adjustments to access controls can alter the security posture significantly. When an attacker gains administrative access, they often attempt to create new accounts, disable logging, or modify configurations to maintain persistence. Logging these high-privilege actions ensures that such changes leave a trace. Without these records, malicious activity can blend into normal operations. Network-related events also play a key role in detection. Connections between systems, especially those crossing trust boundaries, reveal patterns of communication. Unexpected outbound connections to unfamiliar destinations may indicate data exfiltration or command and control activity. Unusual inbound connections to sensitive systems can suggest scanning or exploitation attempts. Logging network events does not mean capturing every packet, but it does mean recording meaningful connection metadata that can be analyzed for anomalies. Application logs are often overlooked, yet they provide context that system-level logs cannot. Applications know about user actions within business processes, such as transactions, data modifications, or permission changes within the application itself. If an attacker manipulates business logic or accesses sensitive records improperly, application logs may be the only place that activity is recorded. Deciding what to log must therefore include collaboration with application owners to identify security-relevant events within their systems. Another important factor is aligning logging decisions with detection goals. Before deciding what to log, it helps to ask what kinds of behavior you want to detect. If your priority is detecting account compromise, authentication events, and privilege changes become central. If your concern is ransomware, file modification patterns and process execution logs become more important. Logging should support defined use cases rather than exist in isolation. When logs are collected without a detection purpose, they often become expensive archives rather than actionable intelligence. Retention is also part of deciding what to log, because logs are only useful if they are available when needed. Some incidents are discovered weeks or months after initial compromise. If logs are retained for only a short period, crucial evidence may disappear before investigation begins. Retention decisions should balance storage cost, regulatory requirements, and investigative needs. Critical systems may justify longer retention periods, while less sensitive systems may require shorter windows. Integrity of logs is another essential consideration. If attackers can alter or delete logs, the reliability of your detection and investigation capabilities collapses. Protecting logs from tampering ensures that they remain trustworthy sources of evidence. This often involves restricting access, centralizing storage, and monitoring for unusual changes. Deciding what to log, therefore, also includes deciding how to safeguard those logs against manipulation. Privacy and legal considerations must also influence logging decisions. Logs may contain personal information, such as usernames, IP addresses, or transaction details. Organizations must ensure that logging practices respect privacy regulations and internal policies. Collecting excessive or unnecessary personal data can create legal and ethical challenges. A thoughtful logging strategy collects what is necessary for security while minimizing unnecessary exposure of sensitive information. As environments grow more complex, logging strategies must evolve as well. Cloud services, remote work, and distributed systems generate events in places that did not exist in traditional data centers. Deciding what to log now requires visibility into identity providers, cloud management actions, and application programming interfaces. The underlying principle remains the same. Capture events that reveal meaningful changes, access patterns, and security-relevant behavior. The environment may change, but the need for visibility does not. Testing and reviewing logging practices is part of continuous improvement. Teams should periodically evaluate whether the logs they collect support effective detection and investigation. If incidents occur and key information is missing, logging policies must be adjusted. If logs are too noisy and generate frequent false alarms, refinements may be necessary. Logging is not static. It must adapt to new threats and organizational changes. Ultimately, deciding what to log and why is about intentional visibility. You are building the historical record that allows you to detect threats in real time and reconstruct events after the fact. By focusing on meaningful state changes, authentication activity, administrative actions, network connections, and application events, you create a foundation for effective monitoring. When logging decisions are tied to clear detection and investigation goals, they transform raw data into strategic capability. Over time, a well-designed logging strategy becomes one of the strongest enablers of resilient security operations.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.